this and I put it on the card, then you remember better.
Yes, yes.
But I'll just add it together. So this is it. Now you cannot forget.
We will not forget.
Hey, my name is Amnon. I live in Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm an artist. Most of what I make and create today is with the sewing machine. I have one with me, singer. This is my first sewing machine. I mostly draw with the sewing machine. I use the thread, usually a black thread, to go through the canvas to describe what I'm drawing. It can go with any kind of subject, although usually it's the cities. I live in Tel Aviv. A lot of my pictures are about Tel Aviv, about buildings, about the big creature that is the city, full of cement with buildings and windows and air conditioners and antennas and so on and so on. I like the density of the city and how it's described in a very gentle, in the gentle way that the thread makes on the canvas. This is generally my work. Most of my pictures I make with one line. It means that the thread starts from one place and goes all the way to the end of it. One continuous thread goes from the beginning to the end of the drawing. I mean, in between there's lots of more complex designs and drawings, but usually it's one line. It makes it a bit more special to me.
How long did you need for learn that?
I got my first sewing machine about 10 years ago. I studied mathematics before. I was into doing computers, and I was doing a lot of craft. I always liked craft. I got this sewing machine, and I started actually making little plushy creatures like the cameras over here, or the bowling set, or the beer. And I made some puppets, and it was some sort of a hobby. Slowly I started selling here and there and showing here and there, and it was quite fun. Until it somehow grew to be my profession. I went and studied some more sewing. I went on to open a little place of my own and did some kind of sewings for whatever I could to sell. And with time I was lucky enough to start and focus more and more on my work and my art, which was in the beginning the plush work, and later on went on to draw some of the drawings on canvas with the sewing machine, which is a pretty unique thing. You don't see it a lot. Actually it came from the plush works that I started sewing little details with the sewing machine just from the thread, and slowly I started making the drawings just on canvas without making a puppet or a plush object around it.
Where were the farthest location where you ever were with this?
I live in Tel Aviv, so most of the buildings I draw are from Tel Aviv. Most of the work is influenced by the city of Tel Aviv. I think it's perfect for me because first of all, it's my hometown, and then at the same time, it's very dense and it's a bit tough.
Where did you get your inspiration for this work, for this design and so on?
Most of my items come from just the everyday life situation. So whether it's a camera, whether it's the beer and the cigarettes, there's just things we consume on the everyday life. Sometimes there is a little bit of critic with what I make, whether it's the big city or just objects from everyday life. I think the fabric brings it in a very different way. The fabric is very gentle. The sewing machine is very slow and low-tech, And today, with all the crazy technology, when everything is very fast and everything is very active, I think my material and my technique brings something very slow and gentle and quiet. And I like the tension between my subjects and the subjects I choose for my work and the technique and the material.
Did you have projects for next year or so?
Any special projects that I can tell? Actually, the last project I had was from cardboard, but somehow it's for me it's still the same. What big project have I had lately? With fabric. In my neighborhood, actually, there was something very nice I made. There's a little piazza where sometimes the kids go to play and the parents sit for coffee in the afternoon. So I had a big box of cardboard made into a house. Then later on, I put some little teapots there and a little piano I had from fabric. And actually some things that I had for a long time, and this was the way for me to let them out, and now they're there in the street and kids can play with it, and I think people can enjoy just looking at it. It's also
Did you have a message for the world?
a message for the world.
Yeah.
I think my things are pretty slow. The machine is slow. I like the things get a little slower. I get that the world is going faster now, but maybe there's some kind of way to balance.
So I can say thank you for this talk.
Thank you.